Welcome back to the channel, silver and gold stackers, preppers, financial guys, investors, whatever you want to call yourself. I appreciate you watching my channel. There's some things that I want to talk to you about today. I really wasn't planning on making a video today. Usually when I make these videos, it's just something I hear or some kind of news or some kind of information I get that I think is worthwhile talking about and putting it on the channel. Not really trying to pump out tons of videos, every day to make money from this. Only if it's something that's interesting. And I read a story that got me pretty riled up. That's what I'm going to talk to you about, and it has to do with the banks. And I think you should pay attention to this. But there's a couple other things I want to talk to you about. I'll give you a quick update in case you're not paying attention. Silver and gold. Gold is down $24 right now, and silver is up 6 cents right now. So gold itself is showing a little bit of weakness, and silver is about flat. And the markets have been pretty flat recently. I'm also still fairly slow in my shop, so nothing new or nothing interesting about that. But what I'm going to talk to you about in a second here, it's pretty interesting, so stay tuned. I'll be right back. So as I was making the video, just about to change to another scene, I had a customer come in, and this lady said she had to sell off most of her silver and gold stacks, as you can see here. She had to sell it off because she got laid off from work, and she is having difficulty in paying her bills. So I think we're going to see more and more of this soon. I think that's coming. I think it's inevitable. When these layoffs start happening, especially mass layoffs, people start losing their job or their jobs. They're going to be forced. Some of them, unfortunately, are going to be forced to sell off their silver and gold. But they, in a way, are the lucky ones because they actually have some silver and gold put away for an emergency. So the other people, the majority of people that don't have anything like this put away, they're going to be in really, really big trouble. But I think we're starting to see some cracks in the economy on the consumer side. But we'll see what happens. That's not really what I want to talk to you about. But, since that happened while I was making this video, I figured I'd throw it in there. Pretty nice stuff, though. Some few maple leaves, gold maple leaves. There's a platinum eagle, a buffalo, another eagle, and a bunch of silver eagles. So I'll be right back, guys. If you guys would, please, and like and subscribe. It's helping me build this channel. I really want to build the channel up. I'm really, going to give it a full effort here, and to get you guys information, bring you information that I'm hearing about as truthfully as possible. And like I've told you before, I'm never going to come on here and just spew a bunch of nonsense like certain people do in certain channels, because there's a lot of them. I actually had a customer come in with she had a whole list printed out of all these different channels online, and she was trying to find a way to figure out how to prep and how to stack and stash stuff, because she claimed that some of the channels she watched that doomsday's coming any day now. I'm not saying it couldn't happen. It could very well happen. But, unfortunately, some people take this stuff right to heart and believe it's imminent, like we've talked about. And I think it's a shame that people fall for that. Do your own research, man. Do your own research. But anyways, I'm going to talk to you about a story I read. And it's coming out of Australia. I don't know if you heard about it yet. But here's an article. I'm going to put it up on the screen. A bank in Australia, Cashless Macquarie, I guess that's the name of the bank, Macquarie Bank. It says that they will scrap, they will scrap cash and check services for all branches Australia-wide this month. So this bank, from what I've read, they're literally eliminating cash and checks. Paper checks. No more checks, no more, all electronic. And I know it's happening in Australia, and it hasn't happened in the United States yet, but I can almost assure you it's coming. And as we talk about many times in the past about central bank digital currency and going cashless, we all see this coming. You know the difficulty it is to even get cash out of your account. And if you don't believe me, just go to your bank and try and take out 6,000 or 7,000 in cash. There's going to be a lot of questions asked. They're going to want to know a lot what you're doing. So we're going to this cashless thing sooner or later. And, in my mind, in my opinion, I'm thinking it's happening in less than 10 years. Some people think you're thinking it's going to happen. You're going to wake up one day and the banks will be closed and we're going to go cashless. I don't believe it's going to happen that way. That's pretty dramatic. That would cause a lot of chaos in this country. But as you can see, in Europe and in Australia now, Australia for sure, banks are going to start implementing this these cashless transactions and cashless accounts. So it's obvious they don't want us or anywhere in the world to be dealing in cash. Hold that thought. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Had to answer the phone. Business comes first. But so now we have these banks doing these test runs over in Australia, and I think it's going to come here too, in the United States for sure, and the rest of Europe. And normally when we're talking about CBDC being implemented, you would think that, okay, it's going to have to go through, especially in the United States, have to become a law, right? It's going to have to go through the House and the Senate and all that stuff and be voted into law where they can go to a cashless, system. I don't think that's happening right away, but I do think they want to speed this up. And I think one of the ways they could speed it up is through these banks, because technically banks are what? They're private businesses, even though they're really not, because they're controlled by, the federal government and stuff like that. They're loaded with regulations. But, if they wanted to bring in cashless society quicker, much quicker to do it through just have the banks start going cashless. All it would take would be for one bank in the United States, especially a major bank in the United States, to decide, well, we're going to go cashless like they're doing elsewhere. And then I think the rest of these banks would start falling in line like a domino. And then you would have essentially a cashless system without the digital currency yet. But that would make it much easier for Congress to pass a law going to a cashless society or a cashless system, right? I mean, that would just make it easier for them. And, I know you guys and most people I know do not trust banks, period. And there's reasons for it. They're providing us a service, but I don't really think they're our friends. It's a business and they're trying to maximize as much money as possible. And the problems I've had with banks, and there's been a lot of other people, have had troubles with banks. It's happening more and more and more. So all I could tell you is to be ready. This is definitely going to happen down the road here. And I'm not trying to scare anybody, but it did kind of scare me when I read that, because I was thinking, that's why I made the video. I was thinking, wow, that's really an easier way for them to implement this cashless society nonsense. They could just start with the banks and the banks say, yeah, we're going to go cashless, blah, blah, blah. Or it's just a test run. We're going to try it out, Or maybe they'll even use a smaller bank to try it out and see what happens. But, it's coming, guys. And it's another really, really, really good reason to have silver and gold, excuse me, amongst other things that you will need. Because the more I'm watching and the more I'm researching, the more I'm realizing that you need some other stuff other than just silver and gold. Silver and gold would protect you financially, but you got other stuff to worry about. So yeah, the prepping stuff's kind of cool. I'm starting to get into it. And I don't think I'm necessarily going to get into talking about prepping stuff on this channel, because I don't know much about it other than common sense stuff. But, there's going to be some other things you need. And you may need to stack some cash too, because if they go cashless at some point, I don't think they're going to eliminate cash that quickly and that easily. So, that's why they always tell you, keep some cash on hand. Well, that's a good reason to. So silver and gold, cash on hand, prepping stuff, ammo, lead, whatever. You may need it, unfortunately. But that's definitely the direction we're going to. And then one more thing. I saw an article, and I don't know anything about this guy. I don't know if he knows what he's talking about or not. This was another article. Billionaire Barry Sternlicht expects one bank failure per week. And there's a whole article about it, this Barry Sternlicht predicting this. So I don't know anything about this guy. He is some billionaire, and he's claiming he's sending out warning signs across the media that some of these banks are going to start to fail. We've all thought that for a while, and I'm surprised that there hasn't been any more of these bank failures with these regional banks. But that's probably coming because, let's be honest, it doesn't look like they're going to lower interest rates anytime soon. We were supposed to have multiple interest rates. They were supposed to lower their interest rate multiple times this year, and I don't think they're doing it at all. I don't know how they can do it. So, in any case, that's all I wanted to bring up to your attention today. That's all I wanted to talk to you about today. If anything interesting else comes up, anything about the metals markets or anything that I could talk to you guys about, I will surely bring it to you in the next video. So please like and subscribe, and if you have any comments, please leave them below. Thank you and have a great day.